Huawei has two new phones coming to the European and Asian markets very soon, the foldable Mate XS and the spring flagship P40 series. Neither will ship with the usual Google apps that consumers may be used to when purchasing an Android device. There won't be YouTube, for example, or the Google Play Store. And even if installed manually, those apps won't run due to the ongoing trade ban enforced by the US government that prevents Huawei access to Google's suite of services, known as the Google Mobile Services, GMS. When news of this first broke last May, it sounded like a death sentence for Huawei phones outside of China. But I recently purchased a Huawei Mate XS in Hong Kong, and using it without GMS has been surprisingly fine, even for someone whose entire digital life is tied to Google. Using Huawei's own App Store and some third-party help, I managed to get my Mate XS running almost like a normal Android device. GMS does not include all Google apps. First, let's address a major misconception. The ban placed by the US does not mean Huawei phones cannot run any American apps. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and many others still run fine on recent Huawei phones. And last November, Microsoft was granted permission by the US government to continue licensing Windows software to Huawei laptops. Google has applied for the same permission. So this is not a case of Huawei cannot use any American software. The ban only covers Google's core mobile services, a suite of apps with special APIs, application program interface. This includes the aforementioned Google Play and YouTube, as well as Google's cloud services like Drive and Docs. Google apps that are not part of GMS Core, such as Google Maps and Google Chrome, still work perfectly fine on Huawei devices. So the challenge for casual consumers buying a Huawei phone is knowing where to go to install apps, since Android's default app store, Google Play, is not available. Huawei's native solutions. This is where Huawei's own app store, named the App Gallery, comes in. The App Gallery has been in existence for years, mostly serving Huawei's local Chinese market. Ever since the announcement of the export ban by the US government last May, Huawei knew its App Gallery will now need to serve an international audience. To that end, Huawei immediately began pouring in money and resources into growing the ecosystem, announcing a $1 billion initiative to encourage app makers in the West to help shape Huawei's ecosystem. Not surprisingly, most major Hong Kong companies are already on board the App Gallery. I can find apps for Hong Kong's various utility services and news media directly in the store. Apps that are popular in the West are still in short supply. As of now, major apps such as Facebook and Instagram are still not available on Huawei's App Store. But other apps like Microsoft's Office Suite, WhatsApp, Snapchat and Amazon are already available.